A Teacher is the brand new FX on Hulu original series, 10 episodes long, 25 minutes apiece, and stars Kate Mara and Nick Robinson about a teacher in suburban Texas, played by Kate Mara, Claire, who begins a predatory sexual relationship with her 17-year-old senior student in high school, Eric, played by Nick Robinson. Welcome back to this new TV show review here on Max Talks Movies. I'm reviewing A Teacher, which just wrapped up last night. Its 10th and final episode on FX on Hulu. Before I get to this non-spoiler review, by the way, non-spoiler review on this show, please let me know your thoughts of the show in the comments section down below. Let me know, it's one of your favorite shows of the year, least favorite. Tell me, do you even want to see a season 2 of A Teacher? And tell me, did you enjoy it, not enjoy it, in the comment section down below. Also, please like this video. That is the best way to support this channel as we're trying to grow and grow and grow. Liking the video helps the algorithm so more people can check out this review. Also, please subscribe and ring the bell if you like movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, and movie rankings. I do all of those on this YouTube channel. If you're like any one of those things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell for notifications so you're notified on when videos come out. But now let's get into this review. So I literally started this show pretty late. I came onto the show 2 weeks before the finale. So I missed, I came in when there's 2 episodes left to show on Hulu. And I was like, I heard a lot of buzz by it. I'm not sure if it was good or bad buzz, but just everyone's saying it was a very fascinating show, and it seemed a little bit divisive, which I was cool with. So I also saw that it was basically 25 minutes maximum an episode. The show doesn't even go even near 30 minutes in the entire show. It goes from some episodes are 21 minutes, some episodes are 26 minutes. That's about the parameter of how long the episodes are. So it was a pretty easy binge to get through 8 episodes. And they're only basically 25 minutes an episode, so it's a very easy binge. And I'm always down for binging that short of a show because you can watch it in a couple of days and be there. So I joined on, and I think that this show does something very unique. Now, it's created by Hannah Fidel, who did an hour 15 film called A Teacher, and now she's turning her story about a teacher into a TV show. So I was interested in that as well. Haven't seen the movie yet. Probably won't see the movie because I've already seen the story before. So let me know if you've seen the movie down in the comment section down below. But I was also sad because Kate Mara and Nick Robinson are 2 actors that I definitely want to watch more on screen. Obviously, Nick Robinson played my best friend Ty's brother in Jurassic World. And then I've seen him in Love, Simon. He's been popping up and stuff. I really enjoyed Nick Robinson as a whole. And then Kate Mara, who I saw in Martian and really Fantastic Four, I haven't really seen her given this big of a role before. So I was really excited to see Kate Mara and Nick Robinson be co-leads. And that's what they exactly are in the show. They're co-leads. Not one person has the overall story. You get both sides of this thing. And a lot of people who don't like the show or left the show early is because of the subject matter, which I totally am all for. If this type of subject matter hits too home for you or just turns you off, that is all cool with me. But I was fascinated because we don't get to see these types of stories in Hollywood and shows and movies, especially of the idea of flipping the gender roles completely. In movies like this that I've seen, and I think everyone has seen, it normally is the male character that is the teacher seducing or sexually assaulting a female student of hers. Sometimes it's college, sometimes it's high school. And we never get the flip side gender roles of that. If a teacher was a female and the child was a man and they had a sexual relationship that was predatory assault, stuff like that. And it's something that I actually thought was the best part of the show. And the show actually went into that and the idea of Kate Mara as a woman. She has different stuff now post what happened in this relationship. And Nick Robinson is a guy who also has to go through stuff that we don't really typically see. It's a very unique relationship that I quite enjoyed seeing. Now, I would say I prefer the first half of the show, the first 5 episodes of the show, a lot more than the last 5. The last half of the show felt quite underwhelming to me, other than the finale. I think that the first 5, now obviously the first 5, again, no spoilers, is kind of the juicy part of the show. It's the relationship, what happens between Kate Mara and Nick Robinson, who, by the way, deliver really, really great performances. At times, you're not sure which student is in the which person is in the wrong and which person is in the right, and that does get resolved towards the end of the show in a very meaningful way that makes you completely, in my opinion, root for a particular character. Um, in the early beginning, you're not sure whose fault it is, and that's the part that I loved about the show. Um, Again, they set rules because they're in this relationship. Don't do this, don't do that. There's tons of twists and turns that I wasn't quite expecting between this relationship on how far it goes down the line. I thought they did a good job of that. As I said, the first 5 episodes are really brilliant because it feels a lot fresh, a lot more unique, and the juicy storyline that is actually happening is shown on screen. So I did enjoy that, and I just enjoy these two actors a lot. I definitely want to see Kate Mara more in a leading role. She's so good in this show, and her more than Eric's character. She plays Claire. Claire goes through a lot more different ups and downs than Eric does in some ways. Very different ups and downs, really, for both characters, and that's what I loved about the show. And Nick Robinson also is really fantastic here. We know and it's kind of the first time at times he's probably playing a bit of an unlikable character in the beginning of the show, and then you kind of go down his path, and you're kind of pulling for him at the end. I thought that Nick Robinson did a really good job portraying his ups and downs as well. Two actors that were on their A game, and there's two scenes that were absolutely the best scenes of the entire show. Both happened in the finale and truly could be award nominated worthy performances from Mara and Robinson. Especially the last scene of the show is very powerful, and I actually felt quite emotional for both characters. Now, as I said, this show is definitely not a perfect show in my opinion, and the show has ups and downs, in my opinion. It's not an average show. I like it a lot, but it does have a lot of issues. As I said, especially towards the back 5 episodes of the show. I said the first 5 episodes really fly by, and I can say that because I did binge this. It flew right by, but then I got to the last half, and some episodes felt meaningless. This show should have been 7, maybe 6 to 8 episodes, 8 at the max. And this show goes all the way down to 10 episodes. And I think that the show also, I told you my positives about how unique it is at times, and then episodes in the back half kind of fall into the generic stereotypes of this type of story, and that kind of pulls me out of the show. And there are also solo episodes for both these characters, as there are in really most 10-episode shows that are new. Nick Robinson has his own episode, and Kate Mara has her own episode. And I found Nick Robinson's episode actually to be really fantastic, and Kate Mara's episode to probably be the worst episode of the entire show, not because of their performances, but because of what is told in the story. Another key issue with the show is that they introduce a lot of characters. Obviously, at the time, Nick is in high school, and he has 2 best friends. He has an ex-girlfriend. They have storylines. Kate Mara has a husband, as well, has a teacher friend. And obviously, Kate Mara is going through a relationship with her brother, who plays a cop in the show. Kate Mara is going through a relationship with her dad, and then Nick Robinson is going through a moment with her twin brothers and his mom. And while the show it's at its best when it just focuses on these 2 characters, they try to give too many subplots that get completely forgotten about, especially towards the end of the show. There was a storyline, again, not spoiler, involving one of Nick Robinson's best friends liking his best friend's sister, and that was actually a really interesting subplot that got completely dropped. There was interesting enough we didn't get enough time with Kate Mara's husband and how he takes this whole situation. I kind of felt for him in one scene, but then he's kind of barely in the show once this issue gets finished with. And as I said, her dad feels very tacked on to the show. And again, the show does use its uniqueness enough where it feels like, yes, this is a completely unique situation of a female teacher and a male student. How would that work out? But then this show goes down its stereotypes, go down generic, also becomes a little bit too over the top for me, especially in the middle of the show. And sometimes it kind of loses credibility. Some of the excuses that Mara and Robinson give to their loved ones about what's going on and where they have been are totally terrible, and you could easily find out where they've been, but they're giving these bad excuses as well. So overall, this show does have its ups and downs. It really could have been one of the best shows of the year, but it falls into too many generic traps, and sometimes there are some boring episodes. And I especially found that out because the finale flew by so fast, where it ended, I was like, oh my God, the show, I thought I just started the show. And it ended, I was like, that's a great episode. But some episodes just kept going and going and going. And that's the whole thing. And I bring a perspective of waiting a week and binging this show. Obviously, you can't wait a week anymore. It's all out there. So, guys, I'm going to give A Teacher on FX and Hulu a 3.5 out of 5 stars, guys. I'm going to give I'm going to give this a 67. Actually, I'll give it right on the money, is 70%. I really was contemplating would go 65%, 70 in between that. I'm going to go 70. I think it's a really solid show, and I would go 70 because I really felt I gave away a lot of emotion in the finale. Stuff, two major scenes happened in the finale that really got to me, and that's why A Teacher is a solid enough show. It has too many issues for making this a great show, but it's a solid enough show with a story that I'm definitely fascinated in. Before I go, guys, please leave a like button. That's the best way to support the channel if you liked this review. Also, comment, do you disagree or agree with me with your opinion on A Teacher? And also, guys, if you want me to do a spoiler review of the entire first season of A Teacher, the way I do this is now, instead of just giving you guys, I need you guys to comment down below. Do you want to see, I need 1 or 2 people to please let me know, do you want to see a spoiler review of A Teacher? I'll break down the entire season 1. But if you guys aren't interested in that, I'm perfectly cool not doing it. If you guys are, I'll definitely take the time and research and do all that type of stuff for another review of A Teacher. So that is my review of A Teacher. And this is my last video. As of now, yes, it is my last video of 2020. So before I go, guys, with this review, I want to say thank you guys so much for the support. I started this channel during the pandemic, and I was unsure how good it would be. I'm up to 92 subscribers. I wanted to get to 100, obviously, by the end of the year. Obviously, we're inches close to that. If you're new to the channel, please help me get to that 100 subscriber mark. It really would mean a lot. And obviously, as you can tell, I'm not really using my current computer at the moment to film these reviews. So next year, for sure, guys, I'll be doing more editing, more graphics, more stuff to bring you better content. I'm just trying to figure out this YouTube stuff, and I'm definitely learning. I'm trying to put my opinion out there to the sphere. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to do more reviews in 2021. That's why I got to ring that bell for notifications on future videos in 2021. I'm also probably around next week going to give you my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2021. That is a clear possibility. And we have a lot of stuff dropping in January. We have WandaVision, a new HBO Max film. We have tons of Netflix Oscar-worthy films coming out in January. So there's a lot of fun stuff coming in January. So subscribe, ring the bell, like, share, and comment. And thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in 2021.